Welcome to another episode of Campus Chronicles. I'm your host Rumesa Sohail, and today's episode is all about innovation, dedication, and entrepreneurship. We are diving into how ideas can change into action and the people that make that happen. I'm truly honored to have my guest, Mr. Ikhtiar Ahmed Khoso, Director CEL&Inc. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and joining us. It's a privilege to have you here today.
Indeed, it's a really honor to be here.
Sir, to start off, many of our listeners are curious about your journey. What make you to have a path in leadership and entrepreneurship, and how this leads you to your current part in selling?
Well, that's a very detailed question. I would start that I started my career at that time, I was more focused and oriented to be the CSS officer. But with the passage of time, I have been, passed through different phases. My father used to say me that you have to be a civil engineer or to be a law graduate at that time. That was around 2000. So while I have an inclination towards to be a business graduate at that time, despite my father's interest and his guidance to be the civil engineer or a practicing law graduate, I chose to join this business administration program from the Best Institute of Management Sciences and Technology in Hyderabad. After that, I did my MBA from University of Sindh, and this was the turning point where I started the entrepreneurial journey, which focused more on the entrepreneurship development and the SMEs development. I was selected in SEMEDA in 2005 after completion of my MBA program, and during this program, I learned this entrepreneurship process first time in the SEMEDA. Prior to that, I was, we learned about this entrepreneurship in an academic subject. But this was the first opportunity where we practically involved this entrepreneurship development at different regions of Sindh, specifically in Larkana, Hyderabad, and even in Karachi. So from that point of view, I developed this orientation towards the entrepreneurship, where we trained more than 5,000 plus people as far as their capacity building is concerned. I developed more than 54 business plans, pre-feasibility studies for this SME sector, keenly involved with the banking sector and SMEs developing their plans, involved in the government different projects. At that time, Prime Minister Youth Business Loan Scheme was one of them. During this process, we used to train different SMEs and entrepreneurs. We also learned this entrepreneurship process, and at that time, one of my colleague and I started one of the institute, which known as the Core Institute of Business Studies in Hyderabad at that time. So from that, the inclination towards this entrepreneurship process has evolved. Meanwhile, in 2014, the opportunity, was announced in a newspaper for the Sukkur IBA University. That was the Director Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership and Incubation. I appeared in that into process. I applied for that and appeared in that into process, and I was being selected as a Director Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership and Incubation. And in 2014, that was an evolving time period. We hardly had the few startups at that time, and university was just evolving. Not Sukkur IBA University, generally university in Pakistan was evolving at that time. They didn't know exactly what the entrepreneurship process is and how to facilitate the youth-oriented startups at that time. So at that time, Professor Dr. Nisar Ahmed Siddiqui was keen for entrepreneur mindset development in the university, and he gave me the task to develop the entrepreneur ecosystem at Sukkur IBA University. And Alhamdulillah, since 2014, now this in 2025, we have been successful in developing local indigenous CEOs, more than around 300 at Sukkur IBA University, which is the biggest achievement in this whole process. We secured twice the W category in the Higher Education Commission ranking of the business incubation center. So now our business incubation center is one of the key known university incubators nationally. So we have a number of startups. We have a wonderful ecosystem. You visited this, and our students has benefited from this as well.
That's some valuable wisdom you have shared with us, sir. So, my insights on entrepreneurship, I would like to ask you what's your definition of entrepreneurship, especially in the context of youth and students in Pakistan?
Well, Entrepreneurship is a very elastic word. Every academicians and professionals have defined entrepreneurship in different way, and it's so elastic since this word evolved in 16th century from entreprendre, a French word.
Yes.
Now everyone is defining in different way. For me, in this 2025, I say entrepreneurship is all about networking. Whereas when we talk about the university students startup, I say that entrepreneurship is mindset.
Yes.
Sakkar IBA University is developing only one thing in their students, and that I say mindset, mindset, and mindset. Since last 2000, since from 2014 to 2025 and onwards, we will be developing the entrepreneurial mindset in our students. So for me, the entrepreneurship definition is developing the entrepreneurial mindset in our students so that they can become a resilient. They become a resilient. They know this entrepreneurial process. They have the capacity. If they fail, they can stand up and restart this. So resilience in developing the entrepreneur mindset, resilience is important. And the students must learn the process of identifying the problems. No? This is very much important. And they must know that how to materialize these problems into a action based any sort of product or services. And not only developing mindset can solve the problem, but for that they need to have the right mentors. Without the right mentors and support and a good team, they cannot start this journey of entrepreneurship. So if we sum up, I would say that developing entrepreneurial mindset is key for flourishing the entrepreneurship culture in any university or among the youth in Pakistan.
That's really great insight, sir. My
Thank you very
question
much.
would be that today we see that biggest challenges in the youth, and especially I want to ask that how CEL&Inc help them to overcome these challenges for youth in entrepreneurship.
Well, regarding the entrepreneurship challenges and youth challenges, it varies from region to region and university to university, because we are located in northern part of the CEL where we have the different dynamics. So students do come from the humble background, and these students have their level of education even varies. They learn this process in Sindhi and Urdu. When they come to the higher education, it's self challenge for them, to get learning and to be part of the requirement of the university like Sakkar IBA University, which is very different from other universities in Pakistan. So the biggest challenge that I face as an entrepreneurship director at my center and my team faces is that these students do not have the entrepreneur mindset. And this is very simple. Their parents send them to this university to be fit for the public sector jobs. Their parents also send them, if they don't secure the public sector job, they secure their jobs in the banks. If even not, they should secure their jobs in the good private sector or corporate sector companies. So this is the big challenge. The youth, which are being supported by their parents to be a wonderful employee, and we are trying to be a wonderful employer. So it's a big challenge for us. And for this process, we have within our university developed a complete entrepreneur ecosystem. Environment we say, but we say it's an ecosystem. And for this ecosystem, we are following two different approaches. One, we have the causal model of entrepreneurship, and the second, we have the effectual model of entrepreneurship. The people who used to come, I mean to say the students who used to come to us, we more focus on the effectual model of entrepreneurship. And when we talk about the community and SME, then we talk about our MBA student, then we talk about this causal model of entrepreneurship, where we let them to think big. And when they think big, they have ideas, and then they need resources, and we try to support. As far as I said about that, we are in the northern part of CEL. Our students and our community lack resources. Entrepreneurship needs multiple resources. Number one is key is that you must have an idea and mindset, right? And the second, you must have the financial resources. Capital is key for these startups. And third, your human resources. And of course, the infrastructure, that is very much important for them. We lack in all of them. Sakkar IBA used to develop the one window operation for all of these startups. For that, we organize different events throughout the year. Through this, we develop the entrepreneurial mindset in our students. We let them to pitch their ideas. We invite different guest speakers. We organize workshops, seminars, trainings, linkages, pitches in their ideas at different platforms. When our students used to pass from this process, they come up with a solid ideas. And when they come up with solid ideas, we incubate them at our incubation center. And for this purpose, then we mentor them from 6 months to 12 months to 2 years to 3 years, so that their ideas could come up with a reasonable, doable, profit-oriented or impact-based, ideas, and they can then be sustainable from this process. So we have the comprehensive ecosystem. If let's say, if anyone from the community and from the students, they say, sir, I have an idea. I say, let's come to the incubation center. And when they come to incubation center, we have one window operation. Let's suppose you say, sir, I don't have a brand name. They can design your brand name. You say, sir, I don't have a logo. There are the students who can design a logo for you. You say, oh, sir, I want to make my own slogan for my company. They can have a design slogan for you. They can create content for you. They can create website for you. They can develop point of sales for you. They can develop AI-based, algorithm-based applications, websites, and anything else that you want in. And when at last you say, sir, I want to have my bank account, there are these students and our team will facilitate you to have your startup's bank account as well. Apart from this, then you say, sir, now this is the problem, how I can file the income tax and returns in the FBR, Federal Board of Revenue. Again, we have the startup, they can file your income, your income tax returns, company returns. And if you say, sir, I want to register my own company in the Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan, we have the startup, they can register your companies. Though this process now very simple, government had developed a very simple procedure for startups to have a single member company or private limited sort of companies there. So our students face them, they charge them, they earn revenues. If there's any problem, me and my team is there to facilitate in this world. So within Cukkur IBA University, we are one of the best universities in Pakistan who have this complete ecosystem, and they have the complete all human resource who can help in this whole process to have their successful, impactful startups, whether in terms of the profit, solving the issues, or impact on the community in terms of the social enterprises. Thank you.
Sir, it's incredible to hear how CEL&Inc has grew from vision to platform. So my question would be that in what we say entrepreneur landscape in Pakistan, how would you see involving it in 5 to 10 years?
Well, a very tricky question for me. Well, despite Pakistan has a number of challenges, one thing I let you assure, and I am determined in this, that Pakistan is evolving. And we have the huge population of youths below above the 60% in Pakistan, and from the provincial government to the federal government, they have taken a wonderful initiative. And I would give credit to all of the policymakers in this process, because they are now making digitalization access to every youth through different programs. Like in Saint People's Information Technology program is a wonderful program where they are developing the youth's skill, and after the skill they are developing the entrepreneur mindset in them. Like Cukkur IBA University is implementing this program in 3 different regions of this area, where these students are coming up with digital startups, e-commerce sort of startups. They have the website developing facilities, Python and other sort of services here. Right, the BBS YDP, Benazir Bhutto Shahid Human Resources Development Board, is also implementing different such IT programs. Like in National Vocational Technical and Training Commission is launching different programs. There are the other agencies in Pakistan working. So I see a wonderful opportunity for youth in this area, and Pakistan has a potential to involve the youth into this digital landscape. Apart from this, through the help of the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan and other NGOs and INGOs, entrepreneurial mindset is flourishing in different parts of the country.
Yes.
One of the good example is that prior to 2012, there was no single incubation in Pakistan. Now, almost in majority of the university, there are the business incubation centers. And through these centers, they are involving the youth into this entrepreneurship process. So I see a positive change in next 5 years, specifically the youth. coming up with digital and e-commerce platforms and startups. Apart from this, I see, in past there were the SMEs, they remained SMEs, but now the innovative startups are coming from the youth who have the potential or the skill, and the government is providing them ecosystem. However, we see there are the different bureaucratic sort of challenges for them, but despite that, we are progressing towards the right direction. So I believe that in next 5 years, Pakistan can double and triple their export in the IT sector specifically, which is very easy to start in. In other sort of process of startups, for manufacturing you need a complete infrastructure. This is what causal sort of is entrepreneurship. But for this IT and digital platforms, you just have a hi-fi internet connection, and then you need a laptop. That's it. So I see we have a huge potential in youth, and government is engaging the youth towards this platform, and youth in universities through these entrepreneurship ecosystem are coming towards this entrepreneurship process, and hopefully and inshallah Pakistan will have the positive change in terms of the entrepreneurship ecosystem.
That's something every student listening should. It's simple, practical, and full of life. So, sir, let's lighten up something with a rapid fire round. I'll ask you some fun and quick questions. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, my first question would be one word that describes you.
One verse. Yes. I think I'm a resilient person.
Oh.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur that you admire.
There are the many, but I think Jack Ma, I admire because fail, and stand up. So
Yes.
it's a wonderful example of Jack Ma.
Biggest risk that you ever took.
Many risks I took, but related to this topic, I think starting business with partnership is the biggest risk.
It's true. If you were not in this field, what would you be doing?
I'm being the logical person and more oriented towards this legal terminologies, and I did LLB as well. So I would have been practicing the law.
So my last question would be your personal motto or your favorite poetry.
Well, for my personal motto, I have devoted myself since last 20 years developing the entrepreneurial mindset in Pakistan.
So, sir, there's another question I would ask, that one book that you suggest that every entrepreneur should read.
Well, I think there are the many wonderful books in the field of entrepreneurship and startups. One book I went through is Startup with Why by CEL&Inc. I think every entrepreneur, every youth should read in so that they can develop this entrepreneur mindset.
Great answer, sir. That was insightful and fun. And thank you so much for playing along. Thank you so much, Mr. Koso, for joining us and sharing your valuable insights. I encourage all our listeners to check CEL&Inc at Sukkur IBA University. They are doing incredible job. And this is Rumesa Sohail signing off.